You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith. Hey there, Sprouts. Today is Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. It is also the feast day of Saint Bridget of Sweden. Saint Bridget of Sweden is a fascinating saint that lived in the 1300s. She is sometimes referred to as the patron saint of failure because although Saint Bridget was an incredible saint that experienced many visions and mystical experiences, she died a failure in the end. Saint Bridget was married. She had 8 children. But after her husband died, she turned to the religious life and attempted to actually found a religious order. Only at the time of her death, 0 people had joined the order. Saint Bridget also traveled to France, where she tried to convince the Pope to go back to Rome. At the time, the Pope was living like a king in France and didn't have any desire to go back to Rome. Unfortunately, he wouldn't even meet with her. In the end, Saint Bridget died while traveling back to Sweden, a failure. She was surrounded by just a couple of people, and in her final moments, she heard about a shipwreck and the death of her son. However, she's a great example to us that we can't measure ourselves based on the success or the failures that we see. Saint Bridget, her legacy is still enduring. After she died, her foundation, her monastery did take off. Many people joined, and the order had a profound impact on Europe. In fact, in recent years, Pope John Paul II named Saint Bridget of Sweden one of the patronesses of Europe. So although she didn't accomplish very much in her life, she still has an impact on us today. Now, Sprouts, this week we have been talking about the 6th commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. We've already heard that adultery is a sin where a married person is no longer faithful to the person that they have married. This is a big deal because marriage should last forever because it shows to the world the very love of God. We also heard that marriage should be protected by all of us because the married love of 2 people is the foundation of everything. Yesterday, we talked about chastity and how we need to be good protectors of the private parts of us, both our emotional self and our physical bodies. Now, today we are going to talk about friendship because friendship is the foundation of every marriage. And friendship is something that we experience also outside of marriage, of course. And there are many great lessons for us to learn from this commandment for how we should be treating our friends. Now, the first concept for friendship is that we should never use our friends. We should never be friends with someone just because they are useful to us. So I'm going to tell you a little story, and then I want you to think about why this is not a good friendship. So all summer long, Bobby decided that his best friend would be Sam. Sam lived next door, and Sam had a beautiful pool. So every single day, Bobby threw his swim trunks on and ran across to Sam's yard and played with him all afternoon in the swimming pool. They had all sorts of games and jokes, and they really were best friends all summer long. But then September rolled around, and Bobby and Sam, who both went to the same school and ended up in the same class that year, went to school. However, when they walked in, Sam ran right up to Bobby, but Bobby pretended that he didn't even know Sam. He pushed him away, walked away, and went to go play with the other boys, the cooler boys. Sam was super confused. How could Bobby play with him all summer and now pretend that he didn't even know him? Well, that afternoon, after the first day of school, Sam walked up to Bobby and asked him, "Why did you do that to me in school? I thought we were friends. We played together all summer long." Bobby looked at Sam and decided to just tell him the truth. "Sam, the only reason I played with you all summer is because you have a pool and it was hot. I'm sorry, summer's done, so we're not friends anymore." And Bobby walked away. Sam was very confused. He had thought that they had a real friendship. Bobby had come over to play with him because he liked him, because they had fun together. But it turns out that Bobby was just using him for his pool. Now, Sprouts, hopefully listening to that, you can hear how hurtful that would be. If someone wanted to be your friend just because they wanted to come swim in your swimming pool all summer long. We desire our friends to know us and love us and to want to be with us just because we are who we are, not because we have something that they want or because we're someone that can help them get somewhere they need to go. For this reason, it is very hurtful when we are friends with people for the wrong reasons. People are valuable, incredible beings all on their own. We should never try to get what we want through a friendship. And so, Sprouts, I want you to evaluate one of your friendships today. Just really think, am I friends with this person because I know them and love them? Or am I just hanging out with them to get something? Now, none of us are perfect, and you might be hanging out with a friend more this summer because they have something fun at their house, whether it be a pool or a video game. But really think, do I know and love this person? And will this friendship continue on when school starts or when whatever it is we're doing ends? Just be mindful of your friendships and make sure that you are never using someone. That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be. Just a quick word to the parents. We encourage you to come and join our Catholic Sprouts community online by being part of our private Facebook group. There are lots of great ideas being shared in there, especially as we make our way through these uncharted waters with school starting in the fall. So if you would like to be part of that group, simply check out the notes for this podcast episode.